Hello everybody, my name is Jack, and this is the 131st, I just said it out loud, episode of TheJaKaTaK. Fantastic. We have Quest of a Noob with Biscuit. Biscuit, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome. A fellow Protoss buddy, for all of you Protoss out there. I've been playing Protoss all day and getting cheesed and throwing my macro off and all that crap.
I've been through that, man.
But yeah, so last week the best you did was you got 2 in a row on 1.2, and now you're moving on to 1.5.
Right, I finally got my 5 in a row, a couple days after last week's show.
Nice. And what was that like? Was that tough?
That was
Was
such
it
a
annoying?
relief because it didn't come easily. Right, I had a couple of shots at it when I hit 4 in a row and then got turned down twice there. I had a streak of 8 out of 9.
Oh, man.
Then a bunch of fails, and then finally I hit another good streak, and then pushed through it.
You made it.
Yeah.
You're there at 1.5. For those of you who are sort of curious, like why 1.2 to 1.5, we're gonna head over to the document. Fantastic. So when you're on level 1, you're only focused on macro, so you skipped the non-macro units. Like sentries and observer are more micro units than macro units. And I mean by that sort of a 1A unit, right? So zealots, stalkers, sentries, you can't really just 1A your way in with sentries. You probably should be casting spells with them. And same thing with an observer. Like, spending a whole level just working on your observers is kind of silly if you can't really do anything with them because you're not supposed to micro outside of your base. However, the Colossus is a great 1A unit. So your replays today... Actually, let's go through the basics. I should have done this in the very beginning. What league are you in? What
Gold.
Round are you on? Gold League. And we know you're in 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the most number of times you've succeeded in a row?
5.
For 1.5?
No, for 1.5, hold on a second. It's been, since I was away, it's been a few days. My spreadsheet, actually, looks like 2.
2. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, just like last week.
But these 2 are not, the games that I sent you and the games that I've played so far, I've only, like I said, I was so relieved and, was just kind of celebrating. I was just messing around. So
yeah.
These are, I don't consider these real games, and you'll see in a moment why. Because I'll tell you right off there, I don't make any Colossi, so I don't think it really qualifies.
Oh, you have to make at least 1 Colossus for it to count.
Yeah, so I'm not really counting these at all. These were just for fun.
Nice.
And I did a little throwback to level 1-1.
Cool.
Because I love the Zealot, and I always wanted to try it with, and I was holding on until I made it to this level. But I wanted to try that level 1-1 with upgraded Zealots.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. And this is actually a really important part that a lot of people skip over. Play games for fun. Come up with cool ideas and then try to do them. Like, that's probably my favorite part of StarCraft. I love doing that kind of stuff, like making my own strategies and all that kind of stuff. And all your mechanic work that you do to improve is just going to make that process of improvisation easier for you and more fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. So that was what I did for these games here.
That's awesome. For all the games, you did upgraded Zealots?
Yep, and it's only a few. It was only like 1 day's worth of games that I did this on, and then I'll kind of move on.
Cool.
But
cool.
Actually, I was hoping to get some good BM out of this. Didn't really get any.
Actually, I got 1 base 5-gate Zealot charge rushed in a PvP today.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I was just doing my thing. Like, got my gate, I got my core, got my expansion. I was like, all right, cool. All right, I had a couple of units out, and then all of a sudden, like, 8 zealots come in. And I'm like, whatever, he's got zealots, no problem. I'll just warp in some stalkers, and then I see them charge, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh no! And I was like panicking, and that was one of my panic games. And I was just like, oh my god. Well, that was a complete failure for me because I panicked, and now I have like 1K in the bank. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, fun.
I love that stuff though. I love running into that stuff because it's like makes me think of my feet, and I get all panicked and
Right.
can practice being calm in stressful situations, which is one of my favorite things to do in general. Never mind in StarCraft. Nice. Getting a couple of gates. Are you gonna go one base this game?
I doubt it. I don't think so. I don't really do that much anymore.
That's probably a good thing.
So the gas is coming up. Probably I think this is a Zerg. I think I just kind of like putting some really pressure on a Zerg. So I'll get these few zealots out and push with them, and then try to expand behind it. I'm sure.
Cool. That's what I like to do too. I like to get 3 zealots real quick and then go attack. And you do too.
Yes.
It's amazing. And for those of you who haven't tried this, try this. As a Protoss player against a Zerg, just get 3 zealots. You don't even have to get 2 gates. Just get 3 zealots off of 1 gate and just chrono boost them.
Yeah, I say
and
that
attack.
works also.
Like, the amount of damage that you're gonna do to Platinum and below League players is actually pretty astounding. It's pretty ridiculous.
It can be a lot of economic damage for them because either they're losing probes or losing a queen or trying to get out lings.
And we see no ridiculously early 3rd base. They take a breather. They just ran across the whole map, so they were tired. You see them sort of leaning forward and looking around and just breathing. And then, okay, all right, gonna go up the hill. They really didn't. They weren't ready for the Heartbreak Hill. They had to take a breather right before it. And here they are. Oh look, there's nothing here. Is that a dead queen? I think it is. Get over here, queen. Come on, dead queen. Dead queen. Oh man, off the creep. That's gonna hurt the team.
Yeah.
And a drone. Oh my god, do I ever love killing things that are Zerg with the first 3 zealots that I make. Oh my god, are you gonna get all these queens? Actually, you send in 2 more zealots also? What in the hell? This is so much damage. This is a great example of how in the Platinum and below area, you can't assume that your partner is playing, your opponent rather, is playing perfectly. You can get a lot of damage. Would have kept target firing. These are roaches. They're pretty much going to kill you, but we keep playing.
Yeah, that pretty much shuts down zealots usually. The roaches being out.
Nice. I like this little sim city you got going on here, walling off this area. I don't know if there's a hole here or not, but cool. And we're going into the forge. Are you gonna get zealot charge? You just do like the plus upgrades.
I'm pretty sure I get charge here as well. Pretty sure. That's...
Yeah. Chrono boost a little bit lacking. Not very impressed.
yeah. See, that's what I said. I was so relaxed about it all after making it. It's like, oh, I don't have to worry about it for a while.
Yeah. You're just like, you know what?
But I don't want to let that go on too long. I'll get back.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's good to sort of be like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna build some cannons here.
Actually made some defensive cannons. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And it's a good move, especially against roaches. Cannons in a Wallen are a great way to deal with roaches. Very easy, low APM way to deal with roaches, which is what you're looking for at this stage in the game. Oh, and he's gonna start running his. Oh, is his Overlord gonna be killed by something that can't move? Oh, not
Just
quite.
gets away.
20 damage a pop. Bam. I love the photon cannon. The photon cannon is actually one of the reasons why I play Protoss. It's so awesome. Maybe one of the greatest things that has ever been created is the photon cannon. Probably not as good as the lurker, but you know. Have you been checking out the Heart of the Swarm stuff?
Yeah, I watched quite a few of the streamers.
Cool. What are you most excited about?
Oh man, you know, I have to agree with some of them. Right now, the Protoss stuff doesn't look all that great. The Tempest looks.
Oh my god. I'm telling you, man. The Tempest, just give the carrier longer range.
Yeah,
give the carrier something.
That's what I would have liked to have seen.
Yeah. I say this all the time. I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but the carrier has never gotten a patch since the beta of StarCraft 2 came out.
I had not heard that.
It has never gotten a debuff. It has never gotten a buff. It has never been attempted to salvage in any way at all.
Wow, that's interesting. I had not. I guess now that you mention it, that's I can recall that's true. But wow, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Blue's just like, yeah, I don't know what's up with the carrier. It's just people aren't building it. It's not working out. It's just like, well, hey, maybe you should do something to change that. Like anything at all. They're just like, you know, with a battle cruiser, it's been seen in most matches and stuff like that.
Right.
But you know, that needs a speed boost and a damage buff. And then they goes, well, speed boost is kind of too unfair. Let's just give it a damage boost. It's like, really? How about giving the carrier a damage boost? I mean, it's the highest DPS unit in the game, but still, like, maybe, like, there's something that has to do with the fleet beacon or the carrier or it, like, cost, damage, speed. There's something that's going on there that's not quite right.
Some of the Brood War pros have talked about a mechanic that it had that it doesn't have anymore in SC2.
Yeah,
the way they were able to micro it
Mm-hmm.
that allowed them to use it more efficiently.
Yep.
That you know, they just weren't able to do in SC2.
Yep, and that is very much true. Nice high ground cannon. If you're gonna build a cannon, this is a great place to put it. Same thing with what do you call it? Tanks. Tanks are great too. Right over there. Nice. We're just gonna be massing up the zealots. Are you gonna die or are you gonna kill him?
I think this is a win.
I think you're gonna just kill him. What in the hell? Well, he's got 1K in the bank. That's definitely not helping him out. And despite the fact that you're screwing around right now, you're still spending better than your opponent, which is a good sign. Probably a little bit too much on the gas side. If you're only going to be building zealots, you can probably go like triple forge or something silly.
Yeah, I agree with that. The gas, you know, I had no idea. I didn't calculate how much gas I needed.
Oh yeah.
So I just let it go and forgot about it.
Yeah, totally. Wow, bam, more zealots over here. Fantastic. And he says, oh, I'm going to build some spine crawlers. Too late.
Yeah, too late.
Charge zealots. Oh, man. I love the charge zealot. Oh, my God.
Zealot is still one of my favorite units. I love those guys.
Actually, to be honest, the tier 1 units, the Marine, the Zergling, and the Zealot are some of my favorite units, even though they're sort of... It's just the interplay between them and just sort of like how it's like perfectly imbalanced, if you will.
Right.
It's really cool. I have a menu button somewhere. Cool, so let's get into that. Let's get into game 2. I think we'll play some live games after this. See how you can do with 1.5.
The real 1.5.
The real 1.5, yeah. It's like, well, technically, I can still build zealots. And also, you can get the Twilight Council and the Forge and all that. So
right.
Technically, you are playing under the rules of 1.5, but you're not passing because you're not building at least one unit.
Right. Exactly.
Cool. Let's get past the beginning little part of things.
Yeah, this game I'm pretty sure is a loss, if I recall correctly. And I think one thing I did was get a little too passive in this one. Let him build up a nice force.
Have you been playing against mostly platinum players, gold players, or?
It's been a mix.
Cool.
I know that one of these wins is against a platinum player.
Well, that's good. Nice. Getting up there. Getting your way up there. How many points do you have? Do you know? Or like
870 I'm sitting on right at the moment.
nice. Yeah, you should see some platinum in your future on Tuesday. I'm so excited for Tuesday, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I like the idea of the what they're doing away with tiers and the ladders.
Yeah, they're doing away with I'm not 100% sure how they're doing this specifically.
Yeah, the mechanics of that are a little confusing to me. I gotta see it.
Yeah, but they're basically saying that the what is it? Divisions, right? You're in your division. There are like 100 people in there. Are not gonna be random tiered rather anymore. So it's like, okay, the top tier is in this division, then the next tier is in this division, so that you're all near players that are close to your skill level. It's gonna be either randomized or it's gonna be done away with completely. So that if you're a rank 1, it just means that you're in the top 1% of diamond players. You know, if you're rank 2, it means you're in the top 2%, just like that. I really, yeah. Alpha Deer says in the chat.
Get rid of divisions.
Get rid of the divisions. Actually, Magistrate brings up an interesting point. He says, finally some transparency. Now all we want is win-loss below Masters. And that's an interesting thing to be looking at, because you're like the entire ladder system. Force fields are tough, man. The entire ladder system is designed around giving you a 50-50 win-loss ratio.
Right.
Unless you can improve faster than the system can recognize your improvement, you'll always have right around a 50% win ratio. So it's pretty much a meaningless stat. Like it's a metric that doesn't really help you in any way, really. So I would definitely not be too hung up on that. But I can see where it'd be cool, you know, like, oh, I know that I'm improving a lot because at a fast rate, because I'm at 70% wins. Ooh, pretty cool, you know.
But if you can get there and stay there, then you've climbed the ladder a long ways.
Yeah. Yeah, if you hang out a 70% win ratio, you'll be up the ladder pretty quickly.
Do you run that MMR statistics in my SC2 gears?
No. I didn't. I did not do the MMR stuff in SC2 gears. Have you been using that?
Yeah, I've been using that. So
cool.
It seems fairly accurate. They say, you know, there's a little margin of error.
Right.
But it seems reasonably accurate when I get what they call a high level gold, or right on the gold platinum line. You know, that's when I seem to start hitting a lot of platinum. So
cool. It's pretty neat. Pretty cool. So what does an MMR look like? It's just a number, right?
Yeah.
What's your MMR?
Currently, let me bring up SC2 gears. And this is what, frankly, I'm not 100% sure that I will rank up on Tuesday. Even with the 870 points, I played a lot of games to get those. So my MMR, it's been over the plat line, but only for a short period of time and then drop back down. Right now I'm at 1195, and they put the plat line at about 1280. So I'm about 100 points below.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just above the other gold level right now.
The other thing is the system is going to shuffle people, so it's 20% bronze, 20% gold, 20% silver, and that kind of a thing. So the plat line may or may not change.
True, it may shift.
You know? I'm not 100% sure about it because I haven't looked into that too much, but
yeah, we'll see on Tuesday.
Oh God, Colossus and force fields. Yeah, so if you have a guy who's going against you with
He's very liberal with his force fields.
Yeah, he's pretty. Yeah, liberal is one word to describe it. For sure. See, this is why I hate double click. There we go. Yeah, he's got none left when your second wave comes in.
But that wave was too small to do much damage.
And he's about to get one force field again.
As long as that Colossus can just sit back there and pound away.
Yeah,
Good
and
shape.
now they're coming in 3x3. But it's
Yeah,
alright, you're getting
that's
your
not good. Yeah, I wasn't really watching at that point.
you're getting your third base up. And then you start to run. Nope, at that point you're dead. You just need to get the hits you can get, try to deal some hull damage and get out of there. I mean, not get out of there, just die. You're gonna die. Is the point, I believe. Alright,
Yeah.
so he's 0-0, you're going for cool, you're +1. He's no upgrades in sight. That's the other thing I really like about Protoss is the whole being able to chrono boost upgrades and get ahead in the upgrade. Oh man, that's so much fun for me. Building up a force, getting those upgrades.
He's actually macroing quite well off of what he has there.
He's not building probes to his natural at all.
Well, that's not
So
good.
this is really like a one base.
Yeah, he's
like
getting the
fake
gas.
out.
He's got the gas going.
He just got it for the gas. He's like, yeah, I'm on 2 base. Nope. I'm actually gonna hit you a lot sooner than you think I'm gonna hit because I'm actually on 1 base with extra gas. But now his force fielders have recharged and he's got 10 force fields here. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
10 force fields and rising. But you've got 3 bases to his 1. And you're gonna lose? Man.
Yeah, I lose this pretty easily.
And he's not gonna the power of force fields, guys. And you're gonna have +2 when you hit him?
Yep.
At least?
Yep.
Man. Only having 6 gateways at this point I think is a mistake though. There we go. There we go. I would say having 3 per base is a nice number.
3 per base, maybe even 4 in this scenario here. At least when I get get them saturated.
Hmm. Little probe. You've been sent here to die, little probe. You probably won't make it out. You're just sitting there shitting your pants at this point. Oh, yes! Reprieve. Oh, no, and he goes directly into the army. Oh, and he does not live. Nice! Coming around from the side.
That was my one hope, a little flank action there.
Yeah, that was some fun stuff. I would actually just wait till he moves out and then take him in the open. It's like, imagine, let's go back for a sec, just to talk about engagement slightly. You got a bunch of zealots. Let's watch this real quick. Imagine if you had the whole army that you had been building up right here. And he comes out, all the stalkers are in front, you can kill those first.
Oh yeah, right.
The other thing is generally what you're going to want to do, I think, not 100% sure, this isn't like law, don't take this as law, but I think that it would be better to be getting armor upgrades on things like zealots.
That is a good question.
You know, because with something like a marine, getting the damage is really useful because their damage is so low, so armor really hurts them. But something like a zealot, they start with 1 armor. So getting another armor on top of that, and then all of a sudden the stalkers are dealing, 8 damage instead of 10. And then get another armor on top of that, and then they're only dealing 7 damage per hit. And then you've got these sentries who deal 6 damage, and then they're only dealing 3 damage. And the big guys are going to hit you twice for 15, and that's going to be the big issue. But I mean,
right. I do get the armor upgrades for against Terran.
I like armor upgrades in general.
But I think your point earlier is maybe just going for double or even triple ups.
Oh yeah. Oh absolutely.
In
if
this
you're
scenario,
building,
yeah, why not? You're gonna have the money for it.
Yeah, if you're building and Colossus, win the day. Very nice. Soon the power of the Colossus will be in your hands, and by soon I mean almost right now.
Exactly.
Let's play some games. All right, if you would like to help us train the Mighty Biscuit, go ahead and say so. Say, I would like to help train the Mighty Biscuit in the JaKaTaK channel on the American server. Alright, and your goal is to complete all of your goals. Actually, how many games have you played with, what do you call it? With 1.5? Like,
Probably,
where you build Colossus, where you actually build with Colossus.
Less than 10.
Wow. Blink said I would like to help train the Little Biscuit. Not exactly what we were looking for. I believe the Mighty Biscuit is in order. We might have to take you, though. It looks like there's nobody else. I'm going to give it a second. Find the Mighty Biscuit. Haha, the Mighty Biscuit indeed. Blink. Cool. So I'm going to get the game going. In the meantime, let's take a look at level 5. Well, level 1.5, excuse me. So, Probe, Zealot, Stalkers, Sentries, Observers are allowed. Right? Colossus, right. Also allowed. Forge, Cannon, awesome. Twilight Council. So all the upgrades are available, plus 333 you could possibly have. And you're going to be building Colossus. That is the focus. You know, Zealots, Stalkers, and Colossus. With upgrades, and you just kill shit. You're... At this stage in the game, you can actually start to do things late game now. Like, you're no longer under pressure as much to have to deal damage early if you want to win. Now that you've got the Colossus and you've got all your upgrades, I mean, it could be total late game, 200, 200 versus 200, 200. And Zealot, Stalker, Colossus is going to do you just fine. You're gonna kill things with that. Lots and lots of players. I wouldn't be surprised if you very easily crush through into the Platinum area now that you have the Mighty Colossus upon your side.
That should help a lot, I'm sure.
Oh, it definitely will. So with the Colossus, there's going to come a lot of new stuff. The gas management is going to be a lot different. Going for 3 in gas instead of 2. Except for the very early stages, is probably going to be what you're going to want to do. Because gas will begin limiting what you can do.
Right.
Now that we're getting into the tier 3, the Colossus, the Templar, and the DT, the carriers. That's the tier 3, right?
Right.
For now, until they get rid of the carriers and they replace it with the stupid fucking Tempest. You guys heard the Tempest cannon sound? Have you guys heard that sound? It's like the weakest, lamest sound that I've ever heard in my entire life. Just makes me want to cry. Blink is making a smiley face in his own base with the drone, and no one knows why. Smiley face rally point in his own base. No problem with that. Cool. Now, you're going to want to start thinking about how to get to the Colossus, because going right there, right away, is not going to be the way to go a lot of the time. Right. You might want to ease into it. Don't start getting Colossus until you're on 2 base. Then again, it might be fun to just sort of say, all right, I'm going to get Colossus as soon as I can. I'm just going to hold my ramp and then move out with a maxed out army, or something crazy like that. Anything that you want to do, you may.
Yeah, it's going to take some experimenting around, I think, with relearning, what to do and when to do it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I like to think of it as sort of you're just learning a little bit of the next stage of the game. Actually, yeah, if the carriers started with 3 armor, like the battlecruisers do, and the interceptors also had 3 armor, then that would probably solve all the problems of the carrier. Luckily, he's a Zerg, so you don't have to worry about him building anything over there. If it's a proxy hatch, you're probably going to be fine.
At this point.
I would get a Stalker started.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yep. Getting that Stalker up is good for a couple of reasons. It allows you to kill his drone in your base. And it's also a faster unit, ranged unit. It's helpful in general when we can start mixing in those ranged units. And it's also going to cut down on your gas, which you have a lot of, so it's a fine time to tech up. Like whenever you have extra gas that you can't spend, go ahead and drop a forge and start getting upgrades, or get a robo, or whenever you have extra gas. That's really going to be your sort of your tech indicator. Like, oh, okay, is it time to tech? Oh, I have tons of gas. It is time to tech. In the future, in the future you'll be
Research complete.
losing your train of thought while on the air, on the regular. Hopefully not. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Damn it. Moving forward. You can chill with the pylons a little bit. Keep building probes. Yeah, nice. Good.
Oops, I didn't want those guys. Oh well. Let's get one of these.
Magistrate, I think you're right. Magistrate said, I believe in the early development of StarCraft 2 there was no carrier and there was the Tempest, but everyone got pissed it wasn't called the carrier, so they put it back in the game. I'm of the opinion that they never wanted to have the carrier in StarCraft 2, but wanted to replace it for Heart of the Swarm. That would explain them not touching the carrier at all. Agreed. They've got a vendetta against the carrier. I think it's such an interesting unit in comparison to the Tempest, you know? It's like, oh, here's this thing that like takes forever to fire. It's super slow. It's like impossible to get anything done with. But hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be really, really cool. I like the idea of, you know, a big ship launching out little ships that fly around and attack stuff. Just from a coolness standpoint, I just think it's cool. Do you have forges?
Not yet.
I would say have at least one forge when you get on 2 bases. But you can do as you like, but that's sort of the rule of thumb that I use.
We're gonna get 2 there. Interesting where I put those.
Interesting, the original Tempest. Thanks for that link.
I'm here in the shadows.
Alright, you got minerals. You want to be dropping zealots at this point in time. And using the gas for your Colossus. And you want to get your other 2 gas as well. Remember, again, that gas is going to be limiting you now. You should also, let's see. Yeah, you should have 3 on gas now, too. But of course, constructing additional pylons is always first.
A good idea.
Yeah. Alright, so let's check out the stats of our new unit. It costs 300 minerals, 200 gas, it costs 6 supply. So that means whenever you build a Colossus, you build a pylon.
Right.
Right? Think of it that way. Alright, my Colossus is done. Build a pylon. That should be pretty automatic. And also keep in mind you can use observers, and observers are awesome to use. Don't think because you skipped the level, it's not worth building. Oh yeah. Observers are great. Okay, and let's talk about upgrading. get your forge and your robotics bay in your Nexus control group.
Right. I've been trying to get them there, and I had them in the wrong place. But
Alright.
yeah,
Let's
that's
get them
where
in.
I want them.
Nice. Good. So that way you can tab over and upgrade. Also, are you using a Chrono Boost chem right now?
I am not right at the moment. I did not get it set up.
Alright.
So it is now set up.
Alright. Have you been using it though?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Alright.
Huge difference.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed too when I was playing. I was playing without a Chrono Boost camera for a day or two, and I was like having trouble with Chrono Boost. As soon as I started using the Chrono Boost camera, I was totally fine with Chrono Boost, and that was never my problem. And I moved on to other problems, which is great. Building the pylons. I would build a little bit, some more pylons. Oh, your armies got split up.
Not good.
That's okay. Turns out that you're awesome. Oh man, just save that probe. Oh man. Nice one. Alright, you got a lot of money. Turn those into warp gates. Warp in. You have another Colossus coming in and 2 more upgrades. Oh! You don't have the Twilight Council.
I do not, so I can't get...
Uh-oh. Get that Twilight Council and go ahead and get that shield upgrade while you're doing it.
Upgrade complete. I am here. Upgrade complete. I am here in the shadows.
Here we go. Uh-oh. Pathing. Pathing! Keep warping and stuff. Keep making units. Power of the Colossus is... Keep making Colossus and Chrono Boosting. Basically, once you have...
What I'm trying to figure out is why this... Oh, is there something there? There is something there. I have a burrowed ling, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
Actually,
gonna need
it's a burrowed drone, actually, believe it or not. And that's why having observers is good. Let's check out your upgrades, see how they're doing. Nice. Start getting that armor upgrade. Your opponent's on his way to 3-3 and Adrenal Glands.
Yeah, this is a little rough right at the moment.
That's alright. It's okay. Just spend your money. Spend your money. 3 in each gas, and when you get that third up, you should be building a Nexus there. Oh, you can't. Ah, there it is. Once you get that third up, you should be taking both gases, or just as it finishes.
Yeah.
Keep building Colossus, though. That's super, super important. Pretty much make sure you're building a Colossus and then warp in, right?
Right. Let's do this.
Because you don't want to spend all your money and then not be able to build a Colossus. Also, you have your rally point on your army. Ah, and one ling's going to get in. Don't worry about him too much. Oh man! Oh my god. Whew. Nice one.
Was that close?
Yeah, it was. Good save. Keep building Colossus. Get that gas going. You actually only have one harvester and one gas in your main, and 2 harvesters in the other. You definitely want 3 on each, so get that fixed up. Ling run bys! Oh, good job, Link. Good job. Ling run bys are one of the most annoying things in the world,
yes,
and
they are.
as you get higher, there will be more and more Ling run bys. Are you familiar with the map editor?
I've never used it.
Alright, this week what I want you to do is try to get into the map editor, open a map. You have to log into your account, your Blizzard account, your Battle.net account, and open up a map like Daybreak, open up the ladder maps, and use the map editor to plan out your building placement. I want you to do that this week, and let me know how it works out. So plan your building placement out. Do like 1 map a day. So do Daybreak, both sides. Where am I going to place my stuff, basically? Where's my chrono cam? And the idea is you want to be able to move around your base pretty freely, but you also want to be able to stop Ling run-bys if necessary. So you don't want it to be so constricted that you can't defend a drop. You can't run back and defend a drop. But you also don't want to... leave it so open that the Lings just always run by and kill everything you have.
Like now.
Yeah. What I would say in this kind of a situation, when you're locking down this base, build some pylons, wall it off with gateways, and put some cannons behind the gateways.
Right.
That way, the only way he gets in your base is one place, and you can put your army there. So that way you don't got to worry about Lings sneaking by and, say, getting into your natural and running up to your main and that kind of a thing.
Ooh, I'm very low on minerals.
Yes, you are.
Well, I think we'll just finish this off.
Alright. And keep your army together. Actually, this is the macro level. Fuck it, just attack move. But you'll get used to the whole managing your gas and stuff like that in the future. You've got no income, so we're pretty much done. If you don't kill him with this army, you leave. See if you can kill him. I have a feeling it's going to be tough, but
yeah, it'll be tough.
Anything can happen.
By tough, I mean impossible.
Well, Corruptor, Broodlord, Infester
This is like the worst possible scenario.
is really tough to deal with, especially when they have a maxed out army and you have half maxed army.
That was not at all smooth, but
No, that's fine. You did well. GG.
that's the first Colossus I built in probably months.
Okay. All right.
Not even when I've freestyled. I've been freestyling with Templar versus Colossus.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not a big Colossus fan, to be honest, but it is a nice little get this and kill shit with it unit, you know?
Right.
It's just nice for that. We're not going to take a look at the SQ.
It had to be...
Actually, okay, all right. We're not going to play another game. It's kind of right on the edge of being able to play another game.
I'm good with that. I've got work to do here. But a little rust after a couple days is okay.
Yeah. So first thing I want you to do each day when you're gonna play, just go through try to get into the map editor, and just work on your building placement. If it's not working for you, then I will get in there and figure it out, and we'll do the episode next week on how to use the map editor to plan out your building placement.
Okay.
Because it can be very helpful. especially as Terran and Protoss. Zerg, it's like, there's not much, there aren't that many buildings to place. But especially for Terran and Protoss, it can be very useful. Just gets rid of a lot of stresses. But the basic thing is pylons, gateways, cannons behind. Like, that is going to be so annoying for a Zerg player to get through, or really for most players to get through, that it's going to stall for enough time for you to get your army there. But yeah, so do the building placement exercise, and aside from that, I think just place some 1.5.
Yeah, exactly.
And make sure you are putting everything in its proper place for the hotkey. Some people like to have Colossus in their own hotkey. Some people like to just have Colossus in their main army clump. That's what I like to do. Figure out what you want to do and start doing it consistently. As long as you're consistent and you can rely on your hotkeys always being there for you, that's the most important part.
Right.
So do that. And yeah, so building placement, and then make sure your hotkeys are down, chrono cams, all that kind of stuff. Normal stuff. Sounds good.
Stuff, yeah. Keep the rhythms going.
Sounds good. Anybody have a question in the chat? We'll answer that now. Anything else you want to ask, Biscuit? It's okay to say no.
I did have a question. I just can't remember it right at the moment.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't come up with it. I'll have to write these things down.
That's what I have to do. Mega Good Kid wants to know why Blink is OP. Little do some people know that. Mega Good Kid is Blink. Cool. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been the 131st episode of the JaKaTaK. If you're watching live, please stick around. We're going to have mechanics versus strategy in just a bit. Otherwise, we'll see you guys later.